Welcome to my booth. This is my booth in the Best of Show showroom in Atlanta at America's Mart. We're here twice a year in January and July usually, although it's going to be June of this year. But this is my display of all of my products. It's really just like one of everything that I sell. And we have it here because we are offering our products to wholesale buyers. So retailers across the country come to the shows, and then we sell them our products at wholesale prices for them to resell in their stores. And that's why we just have one of everything, because we take orders and then we ship the bulk items to them to their stores, because actually like physically buying them would be overwhelming since most orders are like 20 to 200 items. So we couldn't possibly have that in stock here. I'm very excited. It is day one. It's kind of like the preview day, so we haven't gotten any orders yet. We're probably not going to see a ton of buyers today since it's more of like a prep day. And then the rest of the week is going to be much more busy and fun and exciting. But I wanted to do a little bit of a booth tour because there's a lot to see in here, and our booth got like a little bit bigger this time since there's a lot of new exciting products that I'm so jazzed about. So we have all of our mushroom leather and corduroy pouches in the front. That's because they're some of our best sellers wholesale. I love that we have 3 different types of wallet, and the retailers seem to as well, because they keep buying them up, and it's a fun mix and match opportunity for them in their stores. So I have wristlet keychains, card wallets, ID pouches. These are our zip wallets that have a lot of little outside pockets and a zip inside. And then we have our little coin pouches that are made of the same fabric as our pouches down below here, which are also pretty popular. And then on this side, we have our solid colors and then more of our stationery and hair accessories. All of those items are just like really popular because they're easy little grab and goes for customers at like checkout and stuff like that. So we sell a lot of them to our retail stores. And that's why I try to put them in front, because they're also like an easier sell since they're a lower price point. And they're just so popular that when someone approaches the booth, I really want them to be able to touch and feel and grab and engage with all of the best sellers. We also do sell a lot of oven mitts and tea towels. So that's what I decided to change this show, is I moved them from that back shelf. They were on the top 2 shelves over there. And now they are over here. I didn't have a good way to display all of them because there's literally like, I think like 20, 22, I don't know, different designs in the tea towels and oven mitts. So I just laid them all out, because if you don't put something on display, whether it's like a single design or a whole product category, it won't get bought. So if I just tried to like make this very cutesy and minimal and clean and have like 5 oven mitts on display, those are the only ones that would sell. And that's not like a good option for me, because I have like 200 units of like all the patterns, not like 1,000 units of 5 patterns. So I don't want to just like deplete the stock of only a couple patterns. So we have to put them all out here. Plus people get excited about like the different options and the number of patterns there are to choose from that fit their boutique's aesthetic. So I feel like this is going to work out, even though I'm not like loving necessarily how much is going on this tabletop. It's the best we can do for now, and I think the showroom might end up changing in the future. So trying to invest in like a really perfect solution may not be worth it ultimately. I put our bowls and trays down here. I don't think that this little particular section of our booth is going to get as heavily trafficked, and those aren't as popular for us. But if someone is seeking them out, they're definitely available, and I think they're pretty eye-catching because they're shiny. So even though they're down there, I think people will still notice them, and if it's the right product for that retailer, I think they'll still get bought. But they're so big, there wasn't like a good spot to put them without taking up so much real estate from products that otherwise would have sold better on the back wall. So I feel like that is actually the perfect spot for them. I did take down our like tall desk mat display because we just don't sell that many desk mats in person at shows, even though they sell well wholesale online. So I just kept a little basket in the back of just our rolled up desk mats in case anybody's interested or notices them. But I don't want to take up too much visual space with something that I'm not confident we're actually going to sell a lot of units of. So in its place, I put our sling bags here. And then, of course, we have our new backpacks, totes, and duffels on the wall as well. I'm pretty happy about this solution because it is obviously big products and there are 36 different types of them. So having them all available to look at was kind of a big deal as far as like logistically ironing out. So having them kind of stacked behind each other, I think is a pretty good solution, even though they're not all available to see at the same time. Having like at least one of that pattern, since it's all the same fabric, visible, I think is going to do the trick. The only thing I'm wondering about changing is I don't like how these backpack tassels are hanging down. So I think I'm going to try and tuck them up there just so it doesn't look so messy because there's already so much going on visually on this wall. I would like to clean that up a little bit. And I did like zip tie the straps of the sling bag so that the strap could be mostly hidden behind them. And I think that looks a lot cleaner, and just being able to see the wall between the items is helping visually since there's so much to take in. But that's my one little change that I'm going to try to make hopefully before it gets busy. And then of course here, my pride and joy, the coloring books. They actually don't get the top shelf, even though that's kind of like the prime real estate since it's the most eye-catching of all the shelves here, because our paint by number sets are so popular with wholesalers. I think it's just a quite unique product. Like they've probably seen coloring books, stationery, notebooks all over this building, but they probably haven't seen very many paint by number sets, and so that's why I think they're really attracted to them when they walk into the booth. This is something that has really surprised me over and over again, getting so much attention with our buyers, but I'm totally here for it. So they get the top shelf, and then I have the coloring books here. These are actually all the same coloring books that we had on display in July, even though I've released one coloring book since then, and then actually just finished another one, and I'm getting the sample delivered tomorrow of that brand new coloring book. But we forgot to bring the one that I just released in October. So unfortunately it won't be on display. Thankfully, these are all our strongest sellers anyway, so no big deal. And then we have our drink koozies down here, which again, super popular with our retail customers, but just don't get bought up as much by wholesalers in person. So they just get the bottom shelf. In the middle here, we have trinket dishes, playing cards, which is a new thing, our pencil pouches, planners, and our notebooks. So that's kind of how I've done this display for the past like 4 shows now, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'm just gonna leave it. We added our Kindle cases to have like a whole shelf display. I'm interested to see if people buy more of them. They don't get bought up very much wholesale because a lot of wholesalers either like don't use a Kindle themselves, so they don't know how popular they are, or they don't know what size to buy since there's like 5 or 6 models that are in circulation pretty heavily currently. But I'm wondering if giving them this whole shelf display instead of like kind of tucked away in the middle console like they were previously is going to draw more attention to them, because they are our #1 seller on the retail side by a lot. So I'm very curious to see if this will help boost the sales at all on the wholesale side, since like I said, like we sell twice as many Kindle cases as our next best-selling product, and I want the wholesalers to be able to experience that level of sales as well. So I'm going to try and promote them a little bit more, since I know they're going to be successful for those customers. They just may not know that themselves. And then we have passport covers here, which is a way better solution because I used to have them on the pegboard next to me, and they just kept like falling down because I had little adhesive tabs on them. So we're switching that up. They're on a little bookshelf. I think it looks super cute because it's like all the swatches, like the Kindle cases next to each other. And then I added one little luggage tag here just to show that they're kind of a fun mix and match set. And yeah, all the luggage tags are on display with our AirTag keychains and our satin keychains on the pegboard next to me. So I feel like it makes sense to have them close in proximity versus kind of scattered around the booth since they go together. And then this has always been the same, just we have our stationery on these couple of shelves. We don't do a ton of sales of the stationery at the shows, and that is totally fine with me because we just have best-selling products to focus on even more of. So they just get like a little tucked away, and everybody's happy with that, I think. So that is the booth tour. I do have a little bit of a display in the window here. For the past several shows, I've been displaying Primavera and Blue Stripe on this table, and I am just very attached to it, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon because I love Blue Stripe. I love how it looks with Primavera, and Primavera just is my favorite pattern, so this is probably going to stay into the foreseeable future as well. I just love it. So anyway, that is the crib. I'm really excited to see like what sells, how this display works compared to previous years, because the third sort of kitchen island and the entire bag wall is completely new. So I'm very curious to see how this all goes. And I'm sure you're going to get an update video from me, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you have any comments, suggestions, questions, anything like that, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can follow along for more small business content.